Hi, everybody, and Happy New Year. Welcome to Squibbler's weekly Wednesday webinar. We're back after a 2-week break for the holidays, and today we're going to talk about something that's probably going to be really helpful to a lot of our writers, and that is self-publishing pitfalls. We have 10 things here you absolutely want to avoid doing that can help you launch your book like a pro. So in this webinar, you're going to learn some useful strategies for self-publication. We'll take a look at those really important mistakes to avoid when you're self-publishing, and we'll have a checklist for success for you at the end as well. So self-publishing is terrific because it offers incredible freedom and opportunity, but it also comes with a lot of challenges that can derail even the most promising book launch. The reality is that over 2 million books are self-published annually, but many of those books are going to fail to reach their potential due to some mistakes that are completely avoidable. The good news, though, is that most of those pitfalls you can avoid if you have the right knowledge and preparation. So today we're going to explore how to sidestep them. We'll take a look at the top 10 pitfalls that new authors make in self-publishing. Pitfall number 1, and this is beginning as you're writing your book and even conceptualizing your book, is ignoring market research. The mistake here is that you're writing and publishing without understanding your target audience or the competition and what's already out there. The reason this can hurt you, without knowing your readers, you can't effectively market to them. And without studying your competitors, you'll miss opportunities to differentiate and position your book effectively. So some tips here is you want to go to Amazon, look at the top 10 books in the same genre you're writing, take a look at Goodreads, take a look at the reader responses to the top books in that genre and what they are expecting from that genre you're writing, and also take a look at some negative reviews. See what writers don't like about low-rated books in that same genre. The pro solution here is to research your genre thoroughly. Identify your ideal reader so you have that person in mind as you're writing. Study Amazon categories and keywords. Analyze successful books that are similar to yours. Maybe even make a list to yourself. What works in those books? What doesn't work for readers? What's the typical font in books of your genre? What's the typical page count in the genre you're writing? How long are the typical chapters? These are all things that are related to reader expectation. Pitfall number 2 is skipping professional editing. Nobody expects you as the writer to catch every mistake that you've made in a book. That's very difficult to do, even if you look at your book 1,000 times. But publishing without professional editing is going to cost you money in the long run. And the reason this can hurt you is that those typos, grammatical errors, and plot inconsistencies can damage your credibility as a writer and lead to poor reviews. Readers can immediately tell the work between edited and unedited work. So the solution here is to budget for some rounds of editing. If you can afford to, that's ideal. That's going to be developmental editing for structure and story, and then copy editing for grammar and style. If you can't afford that, you might consider beta readers as an additional layer or as another option. And you might see if you can exchange editing with a beta reader. That's especially helpful for structural editing, even if your beta reader is not especially strong in grammar and spelling. They can at least tell you what works, what doesn't, things that may be inconsistent. We do also have a free 4-page professional editing packet for you if you plan to edit yourself. That is for you in the resources library of our Discord server. Pitfall number 3, and unfortunately, this is one that we see often, is amateur cover design. The mistake here is if you are creating your own cover without design experience or you're using cheap template services. And as awesome as services platforms like Amazon and Barnes & Noble are, Amazon, their cover design creator, offers the same fonts, patterns, covers, and colors to writers all across the world. So I really don't recommend using their cover designer because the odds of your cover looking very similar to someone else's is extremely high. And this means that your book will not stand out. Your cover is your book's first impression. An unprofessional cover signals unprofessional content, unfortunately. Readers also tend to browse for books by cover thumbnails, the small images of books. So your cover is still going to have to somehow manage to stand out, even at smaller sizes. The solution here is to invest in a professional cover designer who understands your genre. They should be able to create a beautiful cover for you that is similar to the genre you're writing in, because those are the covers that readers in that genre are familiar with and looking for. Study the bestsellers in your category. What do they look like? What's the current trend? Ensure that your cover works in thumbnail size, in other words, in the small size, and that it follows genre conventions while standing out. Scribbler does offer professional cover design, and it is well below the market rate. If you plan to make your own cover, we also do have a free video and downloadable worksheet to help you. Pitfall number 4 is not having a launch strategy. The mistake here is publishing your book and then thinking that readers will magically find it just because it's well written, it's a great book. That's not going to happen. You should have a plan in place before you publish your book. Let me repeat that. You can't have a book and publish it and then try to market it. It's the other way around. You need to have a launch strategy in place. Most publishing platforms like Amazon, Barnes and Noble, and so forth, they reward early sales and reviews. So without a launch plan, your book is going to get buried. The first 30 days are critical for long-term success. We do have a free webinar for you in the resources library of our Discord server on going viral, and it includes a calendar of things that you can publish to your social media for a month to help build excitement for your book. You can release a cover. You could take a poll on which cover readers prefer. You could include the first chapter to build excitement and put links to where people can pre-order your book. That's all going to help build excitement for your book. You also might want to consider building an email list before launch. Get some advanced reviews from your readers. Tease your cover. Plan a coordinated launch week with promotion, social media, and possibly even ads if you can afford them. Encourage pre-sales. Reach out to friends and family and ask them to go ahead and pre-order a copy of your book. You want to create momentum from day one. Pitfall number 5 is a weak book description. So you want to make sure that you avoid writing a vague, boring, or overly detailed book description. Why will this hurt you? Your description is your sales pitch for your book. A weak description will not hook your readers who've clicked on your cover, because they're going to click on a cover that entices them, and then they're going to look at what the book is about and reviews. This is where you convert your people you are browsing for books into your buyers. We do have a free webinar and free worksheet on writing a book blurb on the resources library of our Discord server as well to help you. So you do want to hook readers from the first line of your book description, no matter if you're writing fiction or nonfiction. You want to focus on conflicts and stakes if you're writing fiction, not just plot. You want to use good formatting, short paragraphs, bold text to make it scannable. You want to end with a compelling question or cliffhanger that makes readers want to buy the book. For nonfiction, you want to emphasize what your readers are going to gain by reading the book, something that's going to make them want to spend their hard-earned money on your book. Pitfall 6 is neglecting interior formatting. Poor interior formatting can create a frustrating reading experience, and your readers will not finish reading your book, and they may even leave you a poor review. Why this can hurt you is if you have inconsistent fonts, improper spacing, you have orphan lines where things are just one word on a line, and formatting errors can distract readers and look unprofessional. This can also lead to negative reviews and requests for refunds, which you really want to avoid. Look to see what's conventional in the genres you're writing. So a pro solution here is to use professional formatting software like Vellum. If you're planning to format your own books, it is a worthwhile investment. It is a professional formatting tool for books, or you can hire a formatter. Again, Scribbler does offer cover design and formatting below market rate. You want to test your book on multiple devices, the Kindle, the iPad, the phone. Make sure you either print out or look at a copy of your book before you publish it to a platform as well. You want to look for things like chapter breaks, make sure those are formatted correctly, look to see that your margins are correct, that your spacing is consistent, and that you don't have any orphans where you just have 1 or 2 lines hanging out in space somewhere on a page. Pitfall number 7 is your pricing strategy. You want to avoid pricing too high or show value too low, thinking that it guarantees sales. Both of those can actually hurt you. Wrong pricing signals wrong expectations. Overpriced books from unknown authors don't really sell. Underpriced books can signal low quality, and that can also hurt your royalties. The solution is to research the genre pricing norms in the genre that you're writing. Consider about $2.99 to $6.99 for debut novels, you're qualifying for 70% royalty of that price on Amazon. Use strategic pricing for launches, lower initially, in other words, and then increase the price. Test and adjust your pricing according to the data that you get back. Pitfall number 8 is not having an author platform. We do have a webinar on creating an author platform for you on Discord, so you don't have to do a lot of research. There's a video and a handout that you can download. The mistake here a lot of writers make is waiting until the book is published before they start thinking about building an audience. The reason this can hurt you is that without an existing audience, you don't really have anyone to launch to, and building a platform can take time, ideally starting months before publication. So your solution here is to start building an email list or a page for potential readers now, before you start launching your book. Choose about 1 to 2 social platforms where your readers hang out. You don't need to use all of the platforms. That's a lot for one writer to keep up with, but one where you think that you can reach your readers best. Share your writing journey. You want to provide value, not just promotion, and engage enthusiastically and authentically with your readers and commenters. Pitfall number 9 is rushing to publish, and I understand this one very well. You finished your book, you're really excited, you want to get it out there and publish it immediately. But by publishing your book quickly after finishing it without giving yourself time for perspective or to catch errors, you may be doing more damage to your success than doing well for yourself. Fresh eyes after you've taken a break can catch mistakes that you may be not be able to see after months of writing. Rushing means you miss those typos, you might miss plot holes, and awkward phrasing that readers will notice immediately. And once your book is published, fixing errors requires uploading new versions, dealing with early negative reviews that could have been prevented. So give yourself, a buffer of time to set the book aside, let it rest. You can approach it with a fresh set of eyes and then edit it before you publish it. Build a 2 to 4 week buffer between finished and publication at least. Step away from your manuscript, use time to have beta readers if you have them review it, and to prepare your marketing materials. Patience at this stage can really help save your reputation. The last pitfall here is ignoring reader reviews and feedback. The mistake is either you never check your reviews or you become defensive and argue with reviewers about negative feedback, and that is a big no-no. You don't want to do that. Reviews contain valuable market intelligence about what's working and what's not. Ignoring patterns in feedback means missing opportunities to improve future books. And by patterns, this means that multiple readers are agreeing about the same issues they're finding in the book. If you respond defensively to negative reviews, this can publicly damage your professional reputation, and it can turn potential readers away. It is difficult to read harsh reviews, but try to look at it as a learning opportunity and room for improvement for the future. So read all of your reviews with an open mind. You want to look for patterns rather than fixating on individual criticisms. Use the constructive feedback to improve your craft for your next book. Never engage with negative reviews publicly. You want to thank positive reviewers privately and professionally, but just don't engage with the negative ones, and let your next book be better and let it be your response to any negative criticism. So a checklist here of the things that we've mentioned is to make sure that you have gotten your manuscript edited somehow for both developmental and copyright editing. You do want professional cover design that you've completed and tested. You can even put up the different versions of covers that you have and conduct a poll with your readers. You want to make sure that your interior formatting is polished and tested on all of the devices you plan to publish on. You want to make sure you have a compelling book description so that will hook your readers into buying your books. You want to make sure that you have analyzed your Amazon categories and keywords. We do have this for you with our Going Viral webinar and packet for you to download. Make sure that you have an author platform established, your email list, the choice of social media that you want to use. You want to have your advanced review copies sent to your beta readers and get some reviews in before you release your book. Have a launch strategy planned with a promotional calendar. Again, we have this already set up for you. You can access this on the resources library on our Discord server under Going Viral. Think about your pricing strategy, determined on market research, what those books are selling at, and consider yourself and what level that you're at in writing. And make sure that you have your author website and landing page created. So some key takeaways overall, one, invest in quality. Professional editing, design, and formatting shouldn't be optional. They're essential for success. If you're not sure that you can do it, as I said, Squibbler does have this service available at a very reasonable below market rate. The second one is to know your market. Make sure you've researched your genre, that you understand your readers, and study your competition before you launch your book. And then plan your launch. Build your platform early, create momentum, build excitement, and have a strategy for those critical first 30 days of your book release. Don't forget, self-publishing success comes from treating your book like a professional product, not a hobby project. Every successful self-published author started where you are now. The difference is that they avoided these pitfalls and launched professionally. We do have a free digital checklist for you to copy and use as you plan for your book's success. We'll show you what this looks like here. So this will be uploaded when we upload this webinar to our Discord server. So you can make sure in the pre-writing and planning, you're completing your market research and building your author platform. With the writing and editing, you have a checklist as well. The design and formatting, you have a checklist. And then with your marketing materials and launch strategy. So all of this is set up for you. And even with the post-launch excellence to learn from reviews, thanking your positive reviewers and so forth. So the next steps, you want to download the digital checklist, keep it for yourself, review your current book project, and identify areas where you can improve before the launch. Don't forget, we have lots of videos and free downloadable packets for you on creating your author website, going viral before your book launch, writing a blurb, and much, much more in the resources library of our Discord server. It's free to join, but a lot of these free materials are exclusive to our server. So in this webinar, we have looked at useful strategies for self-publication. We looked at some mistakes to avoid with self-publishing, so your book isn't lingering on the digital bookshelf and nobody's buying it. And we have a checklist for success for you as well. Thank you as always for joining me. It's nice to have you here. If you have any questions, if you want to add to this discussion, let's continue the conversation on our Discord server. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you as always, and we will see you next week. Bye, everyone.